Today's video from Sam4S Help, we're taking a look at PLU reporting on the ER-900 series of registers. As the PLU reporting is really great on these machines. You've got full reporting effectively, so you've got X, Z and then periodic X2, Z2 as well. So I'll run the standard X report. Remember, the difference between X and Z is X is read only, Z is read and reset. So you would run the Z only if you want the data reset. So if we turn the key to the X mode, press free subtotal, we get our PLU X report. So what is this data? This data is all the PLU sales since the last time the Z1 version of the report has been run. So for me that's actually very recently. This is why it's important to get into a routine, because the data makes more sense if you run this sort of report over a set period of time and a repeated period of time. So with a PLU report, it's not the type of report you'd be running every day, but you might run it every week or every month or every quarter, and that if you do that, then the data means a lot more. I won't go through the whole report because the data's irrelevant, but basically it prints out all the PLUs in PLU sequence, so starting from PLU number 1, so for me Carling Pint. For each PLU it says the number sold, so I've registered 169 sales of Carling Pint since I reset the data to a total value of £591.50. That information is repeated for every product. Annoyingly, the way I've got it programmed is it prints every one out even if they haven't sold, but I'm sure there's a way of editing that in the programming information, and if there is I'll stick a video up showing you how to get rid of, because you end up with quite a long report this way. But the information's still useful. Does it total it at the very bottom? Yeah, you get a grand total at the bottom saying, so I've sold 2,470.9 individual items with a total amount of 7,071.47. I must have done fractional entries at some point. I'm thinking that's the only way I will have got to 2247.9. But anyway, yeah, that's the report and how to do it. The Z is the same, so if you wanted to do the Z version of the report, so if you wanted to reset the data, which is important if you were doing this as part of a regular routine. If you're just having a look to have a bit of a nose, then you probably would do the X rather than the Z. But if you're doing it maybe once a month, on the last day every month, then I'd recommend doing the Z2 report, because it resets the Z report, which is free subtotal again, but in the Z mode. So this seems silly to reprint it out, but I just want to show you how the whole process works. So that data is going to be the same. So if we imagine that this was my monthly report, this is all the PLUs I've sold. I'm running it on the last day of the month, so let's imagine it's the 31st of May. I've got all my PLU sales, so I know how many I've sold of each individual one, the value. What that does is that data is now wiped. So if I go free subtotal again, just show you that very quickly. I've sold no PLUs now in this trading period. The Z1 file is wiped. What isn't wiped is the Z2 file. So all that data has been shoved over into the Z2 file. So I could run a Z2 report at the end of the year maybe. You could do you could do the PLU Z report once a month, and then at the end of the year you could run the periodic version, which is 203 subtotal. So that would be, if you do a Z PLU report, free subtotal in the Z mode once a month, and then run the 203 subtotal report in the Z mode at the end of the year, then you've got your PLU sales for the year. Obviously you don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you what's available on the machine. I've got a playlist on all the different reports you can do on the 900s. That'll be appearing on screen now, so you're welcome to check that out. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel or visit sam4shelp.co.uk for more. Thanks for watching.